Parenthood Alliance advocates. But most importantly, I'm alive because I had an abortion. I was born with a birth defect that makes pregnancy fatal for me. And at 22 years old, my surgeon told me that carrying a pregnancy to term would rip me in two. So with an entirely unambiguous statement like that, I knew that if I found myself pregnant, I would need an abortion, and to avoid serious complications, the sooner the better. And of course I was careful, but even the best birth control is not 100% effective, and in 2019, I found myself pregnant. First I called my partner, and then I called Planned Parenthood. 2 weeks later, I was holding my boyfriend's hand in the clinic, making the right medical decision for me. My story is not unique, and I know that because the greatest honor of working at Planned Parenthood Alliance Advocates is running our Storyteller program. Through this program, I have been able to peek inside the hidden lives of countless people who come to Planned Parenthood seeking care, education, and guidance from compassionate, talented, affirming, expert medical practitioners. I have heard the happiest exclamations. I love Planned Parenthood. It's where I get my testosterone. From the young trans man who sidled up next to my booth at Pride. Planned Parenthood is where I found out that I'm going to be a mom. From a woman carrying a brand new baby at the farmer's market. Planned Parenthood is where I get my PEP, PrEP, birth control, wellness exams. And my doctor at Planned Parenthood is the first person who listened to me, and it turns out that I have PCOS. And I live for these stories, because they are the antidotes to the other stories shared with me, the one that I hear in hushed tones. I came to Washington from Texas, and I took my second dose right before I boarded the plane back home. We can barely afford the baby we have. No one ever taught me about my body. And I want to be a mom, but I can't have a baby with a man who abuses me. I was just a kid. The impact of hearing this array of stories cannot be understated. If you have a heart, these stories change you. And they should change you. Our stories are what connect us to each other right now, to our ancestors, and to our future generations. When you realize that there are as many abortion stories as there are abortions, and you recognize the invisible string that ties patients together, you can begin to understand the impact that this administration is having on sexual and reproductive health care. Trump has taken aim at reproductive freedom since the moment that he took office by instilling 3 extreme anti-choice Supreme Court justices to overturn Roe, encouraging states to prosecute providers, helpers, and patients, by creating an environment that is so toxic and unsafe that women are bleeding out in parking lots, they are dying from sepsis, and they are being jailed for their miscarriages. Trump just gutted Title X funding, which is a lifeline for low-income people who otherwise would not have access to any health care. They are undermining protections for sexual assault survivors through attacks on Title IX. They are defunding critical cancer research, blocking information about medical inequality, firing dedicated CDC and FDA employees, and encouraging states to prosecute people. Our bodies are under attack, and I'm here to say, keep your hands off my reproductive rights. There's a photo that is famous in my family of my grandmother, Phyllis, in the mid-90s, speaking at a podium just like this, with a sign that says, "Washington stands for choice." Taking a look at this crowd, I am proud to say that that slogan still rings true. Washingtonians and the vast majority of Americans support reproductive justice, which is the right to have a child, the right to not have a child, and the right to parent a child in safe and healthy environments. Looking at that photo throughout my childhood, I never expected that I would have to be here, fighting the same fight as my grandparents, fighting against fascists as my grandfather did in World War II, and the same fight for reproductive health care as my grandmother. But here I am, and here we are, standing on the shoulders of giants. When you leave here today, I ask you to remember this. Everyone loves someone who has had an abortion. And when we love someone, we fight for them. You can come find me and representatives from countless community organizations at booths around the Seattle Center today. I need you to pick one or two and join them in their work. And because I never want to forget this moment, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take a selfie with 15,000 people. And it always bears repeating. It is time for us to make good trouble.